A dying shark lies gasping on the sand, bleeding from the mouth and gills. It turns its dark and soulless eyes to you. Its bloody gills open in search of water, but find only air. It gasps in the air, struggling for the breath to speak. Its own blood froths at its mouth.
No! Die here! Monsters in the water! Monsters in the deep! Monsters bigger! More and more growing!
It looks at you with its cold, flat eyes as if to say, do what you will. Then it turns away and gets back to drowning in the bloody sunshine.
Thank you. Now I swim. Monsters gone. Swim. Free. Swim. Forever. Monsters crawl the ocean floor. Better to die on the beach.
The shark glides and turns, sleek and free.
Thank you. Now I swim.
The bull flips its ghostly tail at a non-existent fly. It registers your presence.
Well, guess I should have seen that coming. Dying, of course. As soon as they set me pulling that there wagon, I should have known this was how things was going to end. Of course, I can see the future, and I did see this, but I honestly thought I was sleeping. Well, that's nice of you. Not so bad so far. Sure don't miss pulling wagons. You sure you want to know? All right. Let me have a look-see here.
The bull shakes itself, swallows the cud, clears its throat.
World's going to end. Let me think about that now, too. Yeah. Okay. Right, here we go. It'll vanish. It'll be there, and then it won't be there no more. I've no idea how long that'll take. Could happen any moment. Could take millennia.
The bull shrugs.
Here. I don't suppose you could do me a favour. Unhitch this here harness so as I can make my way to the field of echoes.
The bull nods its thanks and gently fades away.
I knew you'd say yes.
Match for Manchester's. Take that!
The spirits of a magister and a dwarf are locked in ethereal combat. Their vicious blows make no impact, yet they struggle on. Mid-snarl, the dwarf spies your presence and staggers back to address you.
Sorcerer! You must hate the Reds as much as I do, eh? Rightly so. Reds had sorcerers locked up tight in that caravan. And you know where they were sending them. You look like you've been there yourself.
The Magister lunges for the dwarf, his exasperation clear.
Anna, you saw it with your own eyes. You know sorcerer's lure, Voidwoken, and you know we'd all still be alive if you hadn't attacked our caravan. Before it all, Voidwoken stole the sorcerers along the cliffs, headed for Seven knows where.
Not to flip your flops or nothing, but 'tis more that my boss Lohar is against Magisters than for sorcerers, if you know what I mean.
The Magister snorts in disdain.
Aloha! I should have known. Sorcerer, if you want to stay alive around these parts, you'll stay far, far away from that walking vermin. Though, on the other hand, maybe you should go stand near him. Maybe the Voidwoken could take him out where we failed. Ha!
The dwarf flashes a malevolent smirk at the Magister.
I'll be needed no more here. To the halls to tell eternal tales with my ancestors.
Gazing towards some far-off sight you cannot see, the spirit of the dwarf glimmers, fades into nothingness, and is gone.
Fool! You should be locked up in the joy with all those like you.
The Magister's shoulders collapse with relief. His burden lifted, his spirit slowly fades to nothingness before your eyes. Doubled over in agony, the shivering Magister spirit mumbles to himself, tightly clutching 3 golden stalks in one fist. Noting the attention, he straightens, revealing insignia spelling Kinnet, and a jagged wound spilling his innards upon the ground. He reaches a ghostly hand into your chest and squeezes your heart. You become Kinnet, his memories flooding over you and replacing your own. Warmth, comfort. You are Kinnet, playing cards with your mates in a cozy barracks. You stagger to tipsy attention as a white-clad Magister commands that one of your troop seek a lost caravan. It's a one-man job, a job no man wants. Your sly-eyed troop leader holds out straws to you and the others. Who will investigate? You feel the short straw and hear them shout, "Kinnet!" You know what that means. A lonely traipse in the cold dark. You dawdle and grumble all the way, sobering as you find the overturned caravan. Massacre. Your lantern reveals ravaged corpses in every direction. Inhaling sharply, you smell a thick black stench you remember secondhand from the few Voidwoken corpses your troops have found. No! Kinnet's tears fall from your eyes as you recognize his beloved weapon master, lifeless. A dark thicket rustles to your left. A claw rakes savage stripes across your guts. As Kinnet dies, all goes black. Staggering back from Kinnet's deathly grasp, only your own blood now pumps through your heart. With your living eyes, you see him trembling in front of you, desperately holding out 3 straws. As your source flows into Kinnet, the straws in his hands disappear. He weeps with relief as his wound disappears in turn, and he is restored to the model image of a strapping young soldier. He looks around, then looks at you, and then he smiles. Smiling broadly, Kinnet fades away.
again. Any luck in old Lady Surrey's tomb?
Try as he might, Tarquin cannot hide a small flash of surprise.
Where did you hear that precisely? Never mind. The Aeteran is a children's fable, nothing more. Supposedly a wand with an infinite capacity for source. Pure nonsense, I assure you. Really? Well, perhaps that says more about the caliber of their intellect than anything else. Such a device would be a gross overconcentration of power. It could purge the entire world of all source. Luckily, the laws of the universe render such a thing impossible. Poor thing. Feeling your advancing age, are you? Well, no matter. I don't mind repeating myself if I must. I'll even use language any simpleton can understand. Find the tomb where Joanna Surrey is buried. Retrieve the mysterious heirloom that was buried with her. Bring it to me.
Tarquin sighs.
I hate to sound so condescending, but sometimes it pays to be straightforward. I'm sure you agree. Do enjoy yourself in the crypts, for the both of us. Lovely day. Perfect weather.
You recognize the dog from the town square in Driftwood. The wounds from his spiked collar are healing well.
Oh, hi! How are you? I'm good. Hey, do you smell that? It smells like the fish place, doesn't it? Like fish, only, worse. Okay, bye!
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
If Graves you dig, I'll warn you now. Beware the creak and then the click. Then comes the bang, then comes the bang. Close your eyes and listen.
The spirit's memories play out before you in darkest black. The sound alone relates the tale. A self-styled archaeologist, some would call you a grave robber, you found the grave of Baron Wilmart Hogg IV. Your footsteps crunch light upon the gravel as you approach the tomb. You know that Hogg was avaricious, paranoid, and cruel, and you yourself value the first of these two traits most highly. You ease your way up to the grave and run your hand around the lid, searching for a trap. You find nothing. The wind whispers in the trees, and the grass rustles quietly. You slide the lid open with a creak. Click. Uh-oh, you think. Bang! The silence of the night is rent with a sound of screaming. You're screaming as you burn to death.
Commiserations, she says. I knew the risks. If graves you'd open, beware the creak, and then the click. Then comes the bang, then comes the bang! I have only one regret. I didn't get the loot. I didn't get the loot. First creak, click, bang.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
You opened the grave. You heard the creak, click, bang, and then you banged. Creak, click, bang. You opened the grave. No, stop, thief! No, 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 no!
Let's see what spirit holds this garden.
It's hard not to feel some pride in reptilian engineering. I watched an elf spend hours trying to force his way into a lizard's chest. Eventually, he threw it into the flames. But still it sits there, indestructible. He did not leave empty-handed, unfortunately. I pity the poor salamander that he dragged back to his ghastly home.
Fast. It's locked. Maybe it's connected. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. This one. What did that do? Hear that? It did something. What a shame. All this wealth's just been going to waste. heavy.
You feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches its smooth surface. Upon contact, the semi-transparent artifact shivers and speaks. You feel you've heard this language before, but where you cannot remember. And what these intonations mean, you cannot say.
Adan, Falon Dumorav Narvur Revelis. Awenu Arye, Demchu Sha'an. Sadenmenia Veitfeln, Domdrisval Veid Evrekis.
The object repeats its unintelligible speech. The oblong object is crystal clear and unmarked by marks or chips. It rests snugly in your palm, as if meant to be gripped with a resolute hand. The crystalline artifact is both beautiful and robust.
What the hell? We're trapped! thing speaks to me. But what is it trying to say?
It has a nice rhythm to it, doesn't it? Kind of like a song. Beautiful language.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't want to find out if that's a warning or an invitation.
Wild guess here, but I'll wager this relic will turn out useful for killing. Somehow.
The spirit sings a long-forgotten tune in a long-forgotten language. One, it seems, with the ever-revolving wheels of space and time.
Ah, you again. Any luck in old Lady Surrey's tomb?
He places his hand on the artifact, and it drones in its strange language. Adan, Shvalon Dumora Vavor Rivilis, Awanu Ari, Dem Tushan. The object continues. Sarden Menye Veet Feln, Dom Drisval Veet Evdekais.
It's true then. Anathema. Within reach. Tell me, is this all there was? There weren't any other curios in there? Ah, I just remembered why I prefer to work alone. Very well. This is the hand grip of the fabled anathema. A sword capable of annihilating anyone, even a divine. Imagine it. Holding in your hand a force that could wipe away sun and shadow. A sword of life and death, miracle and sin. A sword of atonement. I can restore anathema to working condition, but this is only half of it. We still need the blade. How fortunate that the hilt has already told us where to find it. Blood Moon Island. Well, you may not always have the smarts, but you've sure got the spirit. Blood Moon Island awaits, my friend. It's a bit of a jaunt, but this gives me time to prepare my workspace. We'll catch up in the Lady Vengeance, yes?
Tarquin doesn't wait for an answer. His attentions are already turned elsewhere.
train yourself. What? No! You don't even have a stomach! It'd just be indulgent.
The shimmering ghost of a lizard magister turns her gaze upon you. She holds your stare, boring into your mind, searching the blacks of your eyes for the secrets of your soul. But in so doing, she shows you hers. You are Zeushan, a young lizard magister, devoted to the Order. More than this, you are in love with a comrade, a human man of wit and kindness and sweet disposition, who goes by the name of Boris. You are Zeushan once more. Alexander dies. Worse, your human comrades look at you askance, as if his murder was your fault. Even Boris turns against you. When he's posted to Fort Joy, he does not say goodbye. Your heart is broken. Posted to the graveyard shift in the dark of night on the outskirts of town, you do your duty diligently. But your heart is no longer in it. So when you catch a couple of young sorcerers fleeing Raymond's net, you see how deeply in love they are. You do not turn them in, you help them to escape. But in the morning, they are caught and under torture give you up. They go to Fort Joy. You are hanged right here. The reality of her imminent disappearance dawns upon her. She bows her head in mute acceptance at this one final indignity, and then is gone.
I bet you're the musical sort. You've thought about taking up the lute. I got a few ready to go, all freshly strung. You never bothered to find the melody in you. A shame. You just got a look. My brother Laszlo couldn't carry a tune in a bucket when he were a wee thing. Now, he's got the voice of an angel. He's all right then, yeah? That's Laszlo, all right. If he had the blues, you'd never know it. Nothing kept his big smile from brightening the darkness. I hate the Magisters for what they'd done. Stole me brother. Stole me heart. I keep going, though, hoping to get to Ark sooner than later. Lucian's day crowds will be wanting some musical trifles. Useful? Ah, you mean deadly. Used to make bows and fletch arrows, but left that hobby behind. Sometimes you're best leaving past where it is. I'd rather focus on sweet songs over battle chants. But if you want to make music instead of war, I'll be around.
Everything grows here, tall and strong. Traveler. Dear child, you sacrifice too much. You need peace, rest. Come here and stay with me a while.
A great pounding suddenly erupts in your chest. Your inner god roars and bellows, an incoherent, maddening cacophony.
It is awful how he treats you. He asks so much and gives so little in return. The one who makes demands, of course. The one who cowers inside you even now, afraid to face me.
Your god thrashes and recoils inside you. You feel your heart somersault, and a lone word hissed in your inner ear. Void.
I am the only one who cares. He will say otherwise. He always does. And in the end, he'll betray you. Don't play his game. Think of yourself. Rest here. The sun is golden. No one will bother you. This moment can last forever, if you let it.
A sudden weariness washes over, bone deep and as irresistible as a strong current.
Shh, don't fight it. This is how it's supposed to be. Sleep now. When you wake, it will be in a new world, a beautiful world. I only wanted to give you rest, not pain. Now, I am sorry, truly. I am.
paladins up ahead. Men of my vintage. I wonder if I served with any of them back in the war.
Who goes there? Ha! If you're looking for adventure, east's the way to go. It's a void-woken hellhole over there. Sorcerer at work. Powerful one. Of course, you could wait for the Magisters to sort them out. You'll be waiting. Holding the fort like we always do. Usually the fort in question is bigger than this one, but you do the job in front of you, don't you? Seems someone high up doesn't trust the Magisters to do their jobs out there. What should you expect beyond the bridge? Ha! Expect sorcery of the highest order. Expect Voidwoken, bigger and badder than you've ever seen. Expect the void. Expect to die. Go on through, adventurer. We won't stop you.
Careful now. That's a trap.
Mating season. Again. If I have to deal with one more buck looking to court me, I'll take a chunk out of his ear.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven, apparently constructed during a bygone era. Something about it appeals to you, a faint heat emanating from the stones, perhaps. Gentle heat warms your hand. The stones appear to be just that. Apart from a few faded red stains across the topmost slab, nothing unusual betrays itself. The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A voice rises around you, its source unclear. Fractured whispers surround you. God-woken. The word flutters against your ear. You are my champion. You cannot fail. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. As the shock fades, you realize you've absorbed a modicum of source, seemingly from the air around you. The whispers shuffle away, and the air shifts. Whatever was here a moment ago is gone now.
Wagwan! What is this?
Papa? Papa! Papa?
The rooster looks his son over, first with one beady eye, then the other.
He has my eyes! Buck, 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 but I see nothing but the void lurking behind those pretty peepers. Kill him now or he will get kill us all later! Papa? Cute as a button! A button that could destroy us all! Papa?
What is this place?
The altar light.
was no ordinary Void Woken who spoke. That was the one who leads them.
Heading east? If I were you, I wouldn't. You look tough, but you ain't tough enough. East'll be your funeral. The rolling pastures of Paradise Downs ain't paradisical no more.
You've hit a nerve. He looks away.
Ain't none of your business why I'm still here.
He can't look you in the eye.
I left my girl out there, all right? Sally and me got split up, and I said we'd meet up here. And I ain't going back out there looking for her. You can judge me all you want. I ain't ashamed. She'll do better with an ordinary man with flaws than a dead hero with none. You ain't seen it out there. You'll find your own limits quick enough.
He turns away.
By Lucian's sword, we meet again. Would that circumstances were better here than in Fort Joy. But they're not. Voidwoken lie in wait beyond the bridge.
I shall not mourn till war is done. I shall not weep while blood...
Sighting a stocky paladin seated ahead, Ifan tugs at your sleeve.
This one I remember. Hardwin and I served together back in the war. Let me do the talking.
The two men embrace, amicably enough, but you sense an uneasy tension running beneath their smiles.
Well, as I live and scarcely breathe, if it isn't Ifan Ben Mesd. I thought you died in the death fog. Thought you died a hero. But I suppose it's better to live as one. We really gave those Black Ring what for, eh? Wiped them all out in the blink of an eye. Damned proud to have served with you, Ben Mesd. Damned proud.
Ifan's face turns sour as he mutters something under his breath that only the paladin can hear. Hardwin loses all camaraderie and blanches, stepping backwards. He puts one hand on his weapon.
You've changed. And for the worse. I'll not have the sacrifices of my fallen brothers maligned to my face. You survived, Ben Mesd. Be thankful for that, if nothing else.
A senior paladin sits hunched over a tattered map. He registers your presence, sits back in his chair, taps his fingers on the map.
Who are you, and who sent you?
He appraises you with a look, then grimly grins.
I think I've heard about you. Didn't you free the Meister from the gallows in Driftwood? Ah, yes. Discretion is the soul of valor, as they say. I may have a job for a woman of great valor and discretion. Interested?
He taps a finger on the map on the table.
Here, in the Black Pits, are White Magisters. Their operation is shrouded in mystery, and this pricks our ears. We are gravely concerned. We believe the White Magisters may have strayed into the darkness. We suspect that Dallas herself and her master Vriedemann are the inspiration for these dark endeavors. Look under the white veil of secrecy and report back. How much do you want? I have fewer paladins to pay, so I have ready gold. But there are limits.
He thinks on this.
It's a hefty amount. But for a job well done, we can stretch to it.
He offers you an item. A whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand.
When you're ready, send a war owl. Be careful out there. It's a dangerous place these days. And I'd like to think I'll hear from you again. And, adventurer...
He looks you in the eye.
Don't get caught.
I shall not mourn till war is done.
He looks up from his map.
I notice that I've yet to receive your...
While blood still runs, I'll hold my tears.
A weary paladin strips equipment from the bodies of the dead, singing softly to himself. He looks you up and down, then nods a greeting.
Oh, pity you just arrived. We could have used adventurers like you in that last fight. We're short-handed, deserters, if you can believe that. Abandoned their post and wandered off into the wastelands. Left their friends here to die. It's shameful. We think alike, you and I. See the captain, adventurer. He'll put some work your way.
The spirit mouths the words to a mourning song. If you listen carefully, you can hear her whisper.
I shall not mourn till war is done. I shall not weep while blood still runs.
Softly you sing, I'll hold my tears when weeping comes. She registers your presence and gives you the sweetest smile.
And I'll avenge my darling one.
She turns back to her fallen self once more, her eyes glistening.
I heard you might be coming through this way. Good on you for the help you gave Loar. Good on you indeed. Happy to. Some of that stuff's not bad, friend. It's a little better now if I say so myself. Good luck to you.
If you're looking to fight, I can use the help. If you're looking to chat while enjoying the view, then bugger off.
Before you, a statue reaches her arms blindly for the sun-drenched skies. The shadows of the pillars around her dance and weave, wreathing her in their dark embrace. As you step closer to the statue, you feel the most comforting warmth emanating from her, as if millennia of sunlight had soaked into her stone, just waiting for this moment, just waiting for you.
I wonder where it leads.
Somewhere better than here.
The couple notice you approach. The man offers a cheery smile. The woman watches you a little more warily, her arms crossed in front of her.
Greetings.
Greetings. The only thing worth knowing is that you should get out of this place as soon as you can.
Audrey, it's true. There's nothing for us in this place anymore. I wouldn't want some unsuspecting traveler to get lured in by this place.
The man half shrugs and half nods, agreeing to disagree.
Gossips, meddlers, interfering families, and now Voidwoken as well, tearing the place asunder. They're welcome to the lot as far as I'm concerned. We're going far away from it all.
You can't mean that. These are our friends and family you're talking about. You must want them to survive.
The woman throws the man a look before turning back to you.
He's being too generous. They stopped being our friends and family when they said we couldn't be together. Fulton's a sorcerer. I don't care about that. But plenty of others around here would have.
That rainbow's beautiful.